I want to do a series on John's new book, The 16 Undeniable Laws of Communication, because this is such a great book. It really is a fantastic book, packed with so much great information about becoming a better communicator. But of the 16 laws, there's one in particular that I really want to focus on today, and that's the law of connecting. Because at the beginning of that chapter, when John's setting up the law, he says, let's be very clear. The law of connecting is by far the most important idea in the whole book. Just think about that. 40, 50,000 words packed with great information, 16 laws, and he says this idea, the law of connecting, is by far the most important idea in the whole book. So if we want to be a better communicator, then what he's basically saying is this is where you want to focus. Become a better connector with the person or the people that you're speaking to. One person sat in front of you, 10,000 people virtually around the world, or 1,000 people in front of you from the platform. It doesn't matter, it's exactly the same. Connecting, John says, is job number one. You have to connect with the audience because they don't care about anything else. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So connecting is that primary foundation of influence that everything else sits upon. You have to connect with the audience or the person you're speaking to before anything else can happen, really, before they decide to let you in, and they retain that control. So why is connecting? Well, really, connecting is like the audience needs to feel like they know, like, and trust you. They need to feel like they know, like, and trust you. And there's an order to that, if you think about it. They need to know, like, and trust you. What comes first? Well, of course, they need to get to know you, first of all, don't they? Before they can decide that they like you, before they can decide that you're trustworthy and they trust you. So it starts with getting to know you. And if you think about it, they can't get to know you if you're pretending to be something else, if you're pretending to be someone else. This is good news. You just need to be yourself. You just need to be authentically you. Now, admittedly, you need to be you at your best, but just being yourself is not just good enough. It's all you've got. It's perfect. You being authentically you. You can't pretend to be anyone else and connect with the audience, because who are they connecting with? Something feels off even if they can't put their finger on it. So just be yourself, you at your best, and that's the beginning of that foundation of them getting to know you and then hopefully liking you and then hopefully trusting you so that you can influence them. So connecting is really, really important. So over the next, I don't know, few weeks, I was kind of jotting down a few different ideas, different tips and tricks you can use to connect with people. And I've got about 15, I think, that you can take and you can use. They're going to make a big difference to your ability to connect and then to communicate and influence people right away. So first of all, connecting is the most important thing that John says we should focus on. It's the most important idea in the whole book. Then being yourself is the beginning of connecting with the audience, being authentically you, you at your best. Then if you'll just put into practice some of these tips that I'm going to share going forward over the next probably couple of weeks, we'll keep going until you get bored, then I think you're going to see that your communication skills go to a completely new level. Whether you're just talking to your kids or your family or your boss one-on-one, or whether you're talking to hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands of people, learning to connect. John says in the book, it's the single most important idea in the whole book.